Hello and welcome back to DakotarWolf's Storytime. Today's story is kind of a weird one. I actually owed it to you about a month ago, but it was going to be kind of for Black History Month, but it still works for International Women's Day month, whatever. So this is a story about a time when a coworker tried to gatekeep Maya Angelou. Now, if you don't know who Maya Angelou is, she was a prominent Black writer, African American writer, whatever you want to use the term. I've heard arguments for both, and is what it is. So this is Maya Angelou. Right? Beautiful, successful, self-empowered woman. Now, she's been through a lot of hardship, or had been in her life. She's passed on at this point. And, a lot of it is, very specific to the way that, Black people in America have been treated throughout history. And some of it is hardship that many others can also relate to. And I thought that in America, most of us learned about Maya Angelou and her work in high school. But at one point when I was working at a call center, we had busy seasons, we had slow seasons, well, not seasons, but like at the beginning of every quarter, we would have a huge influx of calls that we would have to make, and at the end, by the end of the quarter, it would be really slow. So they had books in the back where we could just like grab a book out of the bin and just read between calls, and eventually, I don't know how eventually, but at some point I got a hold of Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. All right, here's some examples of some of her work. Oh, I didn't know that the green screen feature. Oh, sorry, I got disconnected. Whoops. Anyway, I didn't know the green screen did that, but right up here is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which is like the first part. It's like part one of her autobiography. So it covers her childhood up until right after she had her first child. And it is what it is. Anyway. So I'm reading it, and most of my coworkers at that time were Black, one of whom was very outspoken about a lot of things, like, and that's great. But like some of it didn't always make sense. Like he was very adamant that love didn't exist, and like that, he was a vampire purist, which, I agree with that. And like stuff like that, and he sees me reading this book, and he's like, "Do you even know who Maya Angelou was?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I kind of thought everyone did." And he's like, okay. So, like, who is she? Who was she? And, like, and I was just kind of, like, stunned, because I'm like, how do I, like, first of all, even if, and my other coworker jumped to my defense, like, hey, back off. Even if she didn't know who Maya Angelou was, she obviously does now. She's reading her book, right? So, like, that was cool, and I appreciate that. Shout out to Shaniqua. And I was just I was floored. I'm not the most articulate person, especially, like, I'm articulate on paper. I'm great on paper. Read my books. And poetry. Coming out with a poetry book. And, but I'm not the most articulate person when you catch me in the moment, you know? So I can't always, but like, how are you going to tell someone that they're not allowed to enjoy a person's work or learn about that person via their autobiography? If how? I don't get it. Anyway, here's some more pictures of Maya Angelou, because she was a beautiful, wonderful, powerful Black woman. And that's it. Thank you for enjoying my story time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and head over to my other channel if you want to see my vlog, the Lex E. Rojas vlog, because I am Lex E. Rojas, Dakota Wolmer, and Dakotar Wolf. Thank you, and as always, lead with empathy.
Mama, look.